Po' Boy Special here, and this is an awesome video for you. We're going to go over...
Well, we hope it's an awesome video.
That's right. We're going to go over some really cool options for a Glock as far as sights and optics.
And we're going to discuss the ups and downs of each one, too.
Coming right up. We have a bunch of options that we've already laid out here, and to go ahead and let you know, we've checked all of them. All of them had the magazines have been removed, and the barrel has been checked, and the slide has been locked back, so they all have been safety checked twice by myself and by the cameraman.
Hello.
So they're all safe. So when I hold them, you don't have to worry about that. All right, we have pretty much... We're not going to compare apple and orange. We're going to compare apple and apple. So when we say a Glock, we're pretty much talking about a Glock 19. They're pretty much all Glock 19s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're 19s.
So,
but they're different generations, though.
That they are different generations. So mainly the Glock 19 because that's pretty much the most popular one.
That's absolutely the most popular.
But if you had a Glock 17 or whatever, it's still the same.
Or even some of the shorter models out there. This is actually a really good discussion for anything with a shorter sight radius.
Absolutely true. So the first one we're going to look at, obviously, is the straight from the manufacturer, right out of the box, plain old Glock sights. The plastic polymer, whatever you want to call it, where you have the white U and the little dot in front. This is how it comes straight from the factory. OEM sights from Glock.
You know, I hear a lot of people complain about these. I've never had any trouble with them whatsoever.
And they're okay for what they are. But when you talk about Glock upgrades, that's usually one of the first things that people upgrade is the sight. And then they take these factory sights and put them somewhere, and when they want to go back to them, forget where they put them. That would never happen.
Never happened to us.
Never happened to us.
Never.
But for all you people that like straight out of the box, plain Jane,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Never had a problem with it. The only thing that you might want to be concerned about with this kind of straight out of the box plain Jane is low light situation.
Yeah, low light situations.
That might be the only drawback.
Also, for me, you know, both eyes open with the 3-dot system or the back and forth system where you have to focus on the front sight and everything. That does take a lot of practice, and I know for me, I was a slow learner. And to keep both eyes open and to focus on that front sight with the rear sight picture in place and everything else was a little bit more difficult with the factory sights.
One upside to this is you're not spending any more money.
Man, it's cheap. Yeah, it's just you buy the gun and that's what it is.
That's
right?
it. Plain Jane, ready to roll. That's the upside. Upside is when Glock first came out and this was all that was, there wasn't any other options, this was it. The people that got used to it were used to it.
Yeah.
But now you've got a bazillion different kind of options, and you like what you like, but that's enough about that one.
Yeah. But it works. It's fine.
Yeah,
if that's
absolutely.
what you prefer, awesome. God bless you. Move forward.
All right. Then, is this the night sight one or is this the night sight one? No, this is the night sight one. Then, especially when you talk about law enforcement, when Glocks were primary geared for law enforcement and they came with night sights then became really popular. Mm-hmm. Now on this one right here, this is that's the True Glow.
True Glow, yeah. It's like the TFX Pro or something like that. I don't know. I'll put it down in the description.
Which is fiber optic.
Mm-hmm.
And
tritium.
And tritium.
Yeah. Those are the pros.
So a long time ago when night sights first came out, the tritium lighting ability was very expensive.
Yeah. Well, those are right around $100, either a little bit less or a little bit more, depending on if you can find a deal on them. Deals are going away. Get them now rather than later, but you know.
So back, several years ago when the tritium first came out, and there was a very expensive option.
Yeah.
Now, not so much expensive. These True Glow right here with the fiber optic with tritium is not bad at all. It's not a horribly expensive option.
And they work. They
Yes.
really, really work in sunlight or in
low light.
And then in no light, they always work. You're always going to get a 3-dot picture.
And it draws any kind of ambient light.
Does.
And it gives you that's actually a pretty good, not too expensive upgrade option, and it gives you low light capability. However, it is an added expense.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is somebody simple like me can install it. It's not too hard to install.
No. None of these are. None of these require a smith or anything.
So there you go. So next we're going to talk about one that I came to look at and enjoy is the Ats Site. And the Ats Site, this is the dark diamond where the back is blacked out and the front, I don't know if you can see it, and you get your choice of colors for the front. And you can actually get one in Firefly. Firefly means that when you expose it to
it's glow in the dark.
It's glow in the dark is pretty much what it is. When you get, what do you call it, the light from the sun?
Yeah, it's light from the sun. It's solar powered. You charge it with a
or a flashlight.
Bright light. Yeah, you charge it with a bright light, and then it glows for minutes or an hour afterward or so.
So it's very bright. I mean, even without the glow, this is not the glow one right here. This is just a regular. It's very bright. It draws your eye to it very well. Once you get, it does have a learning curve. Once you get used to it, it's very quick target acquisition, and once that diamond is formed, you cannot miss.
No,
unless it's you.
Guys, I looked at this when he first got this, and I was like, that looks like a gimmick. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the materials that it was made out of, and I didn't like. Then I shot with it, and my opinion changed rapidly because it's laser in there. It really is. You form that diamond out of it. You have the point of that diamond right on your target, and you're going to hit your target. As long as you do your job, the site does its job very, very well. So my opinion's completely changed on that.
Part of the learning curve, I will say this. For me, all right, and you have to get used to it. This is part of the learning. For me, I learned it best and use it best using both eyes.
Yeah.
Not closing one eye, but using both eyes.
And really, moving forward, that's the training exercise. All the experts agree that both eyes open shooting is far superior because it gives you the full peripheral vision. And up down, lets you see what's below the target, what's above the target, what's left and right, and so that's the way we should be training.
Yeah, and I agree. If you're cross-eye dominant, which means if you're right-handed and you're left-eye dominant, that's what we call cross-dominant.
Yeah, cross-eye dominant.
You need to keep both eyes open anyway, especially with that.
Yeah,
so
totally
just keep that in mind. If you're cross-dominant, then use both eyes and train with both eyes, and you'll be fine with anything we have laid out here.
And that cost on those was?
The black, without the Firefly, the glow-in-the-dark one is a little bit more of expense, but the blackout, and you can get ones where the back here comes in different colors, and I thought I had an example here, but I guess I don't. You can get the back in different colors to match the front color or to be different than the front color. Without the Firefly, you're looking at about $80–90.
Okay.
With the Firefly and various color combinations free as part of the kit, you're looking at maybe $120–130.
So it's a little bit less than the True Glow,
right?
But it's still an added expense to it.
But with the kit, you can make it any color combination you want.
Got it.
Where you can make the back orange and the front white, or the back red and the front green, any color combination that works for you, that captures your eye and is appealing to you. So it's a personal preference thing. But you have that option of color changing ability with the whole kit.
And if you don't like somebody, you can give them like fuchsia and orange or something like that.
Yes, if you can spell fuchsia. I prefer chartreuse.
There you go. Now the next option is your most expensive option, and that's because it requires a lot of upgrade to it. Yeah.
And here we go. I will go ahead and let the cameraman explain exactly what we have here.
Okay, that's a Glock Gen 5 MOS with a Holosun 507 C, I think, model, and True Glow high sights so that they can co-witness with the optic. Whew, that's a lot to say, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
So not only your rear sight, but also your front sight are a whole lot higher than normal sights, so it can co-witness with this Holosun.
Cool thing is it's already set up for a suppressor. You know, those are suppressor sights too, but it literally sets it up so that you can co-witness with the optic.
So the cost is definitely a factor here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the cost of the Holosun more or less would be
$230 to $330 depending on when you're finding it.
And the high-rise sights?
Those were over $100. I don't remember the exact price that I paid on those, but those were over $100. Now they are tritium. They do have tritium dots in them. So I kind of spared no expense on this one when I put the thing together because I wanted it to be a carry gun for me.
So this Holosun with these high-rise tritium could run you up to $400.
But wait, there's more.
Wait.
Okay. The holsters for the high front sight, you can't just get any holster for that. It won't fit into it. So you have to find a holster that's built not only for an MOS gun, but also for high sights.
You have to have this high ridge right here that front sight rides in, because if you don't, it'll snag and it won't go in.
It won't go in at all.
It won't go in because of that high sight. So you have to have this high ridge right here for that high sight.
Now when I bought that particular holster, that was about $85, I think. And it fits in there perfectly, and boy that's a great holster. Great holster. And I'll put down, I can't remember what company I got that holster from, but I'll put that in the annotations as well. It's a really excellent holster. It's an in the waistband holster, made out of Kydex, and it just works extremely well. It's just not cheap. It's you know.
About how much was that?
About $85, I think, for that plus shipping. So.
And Kydex is not as expensive as leather, but Kydex can get pricey too, depending on, like you said, the speciality of it.
Yeah, exactly. And because there's not that many of them out there, or at least there wasn't when I bought this thing, it definitely added to the expense. So every holster that you get, you're going to have to check and make sure that it works with your high sight. So I've got holsters for my Gen 3s that are normal holsters for normal front sights that I cannot use. It completely knocks them out of the running for that. So.
And how many videos have we seen where you have one EOC, right? Or EDC.
EDC, yeah.
EDC.
Yeah.
And a bazillion holsters.
It's true, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of videos out there like that.
And then when you have your EDC and you add something to it, now you've got to get a different holster for it.
Yeah, and that's part of the charm of Glock. That's one of the reasons why I keep getting Glock 19s is because magazines are interchangeable. The parts are interchangeable in a good number of times. There's that interchangeability is just a big selling point for Glock.
Yes, it is. And once you get a holster for a Glock 19, it'll fit any Glock 19.
Well, as long as you don't have the high sights on it, right? And so it's that one gun is an outlier from my others. All the other guns that I've got will fit with my holsters except for that one.
Absolutely. So now should we talk about a really cool one that's a really fun one?
Yeah. Just
Very
built
fun.
it actually, like 10 minutes before we started the video.
That's right. Oh, yes. Here it is. The See All Open Sight. The See All Open Sight. And I have done videos on the See All Open Sight about the durability of this thing. And I'll put the link below. I could not break this. I ran it over with the Jeep twice. Could not break it. Could not
you
destroy
threw it up in the air. You drug it behind the Jeep.
Through a gravel driveway, cement driveway for
You
a
went country
quarter
stupid
mile.
on that thing is what you did. Country stupid.
I drug it for a quarter mile and back and still couldn't break it. So just
And
say,
actually, one of the ones that you torture tested, I'm still using on a shotgun that I use, and it's never lost zero. It's
That's
phenomenal.
now, off camera, we put this on, probably 30 minutes ago before we started filming, and we used a laser sight for it and practiced on the target straight out of the box.
And we'll show you that here in a minute. We'll show you some video of us shooting the gun.
Straight out of the box.
Now, it's just a laser bullet, but that lets us shoot inside when it's nasty outside like it is today.
That's right. So, see all open sight. The durability, you can't beat it.
And there's one of my big selling points, no batteries.
No batteries required. This is tritium lit. All right. You do have an option of non-tritium, which is just pretty much fiber optic, or you can have the option of tritium.
Yes.
So this is MOS, made specifically for MOS systems, Glock, whatever brand name you have. Now,
yeah, it's for the RMR. The RMR plate works on
RMR.
it. So if you get the MOS Glock, it comes with a series of plates with it, and it goes with the RMR plate. I've never had any trouble with the Glock plates at all, and I've shot a lot of rounds through mine, and it's never come loose or anything else. So I've seen some stuff on the internet where people are complaining about the Glock plates. I don't have any trouble with them. So
never had any, and this is the second one we've had a Glock with the plates. Never had any problem.
No.
Now here's a good thing. This has got the factory Glock sights on it. Put the see all over it. Doesn't interfere with it. Doesn't cause any problem with it. Not a problem. You can leave the factory sights on.
And because every holster is made for factory sights, guess what? 100% universal compatibility with anything that's got an RMR cut. Now, it does require an RMR cut for the holster.
Yes. So when you get a holster, it has to have an RMR cut.
And that'll fit right in there.
Yep.
That will fit in there. That will work with that
well,
holster.
let me do this. There we go. And
so you see that works fine with that holster. Even though it's got the high ridge for the high sight, the low sight will fit fine in that. So that's got universal compatibility there.
yes. Now the see all open sight, definitely you want to keep both eyes open. And
let's talk about that for a second, because the only real objection I saw on the internet over the see all open sight, because there's a lot of folks that are out there that are like, it's not really for me. The biggest specific objection I heard was that you can't see below the see all open sight when you're shooting with it.
which is true if you have one eye open.
That is true. You can't see below iron sights either. The gun's there. So I don't really understand that one.
So that,
not to mention,
that would hold true for plain iron sights.
yeah, it holds true for plain iron sights. So you get the single focal point benefit of a red dot with the steady state durability of iron sights.
Yes, very durable.
Extremely
probably
durable.
More durable than iron sights.
Probably so, especially the plastic iron sights. You get the no need to buy higher iron sights to co-witness with your red dot. So that's an added expense that you don't have to worry about. And the see-all is less expensive than most of the red dots out there as well.
Yes.
As of today, which is March 19th, 2022, I gave, with shipping, $144 for that see-all. So I bought it myself. They've got a 30% coupon on there. Discount right now. Normally they're $199. That's still $100 less than the Holosun that I paid for it. And you didn't have to buy the high sights, and you don't have to buy the special holsters. And for a CB like me, that's cheap bastard, guys. That's music to my ears. So not only do I get all the benefits of a red dot with this, but I also lose all the expense points of putting a red dot system on my pistol.
And if you're going RMR and you already have one cut for an RMR, this is ready to roll.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is ready to roll.
Yeah. So
and I really like that when you look into the see-all sight, it has the Delta diamond like this, and it has a line going across to the top of the diamond that's kind of tilted at an angle like this.
Which we'll show. We'll give you a picture of it as well.
But it really draws your eye to it. And wherever the top of that triangle is, that's where the projectile is going to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, it draws your eye to it very, very, very well.
And again, keep both eyes open. The see-all works better with both eyes open. By far, it works way better with both eyes open than with one eye shut. And by the way, guys, in self-defense usage, normal standard self-defense usage, aiming is a secondary concern to pointing. Okay? You need to practice pointing your gun and hitting a target within self-defense ranges. Okay? If you can't get the gun out of your holster and point it in the right direction in time to save your life, it doesn't matter if you've got an optic on there or not.
So the draw and the point should be practiced where it's just natural and smooth.
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
then
you have to.
Then once it's natural and smooth, then you can work on the speed. Getting faster and faster. But it has to be natural point and natural smoothness. And if you can't get it out of whatever it is you're carrying,
and that's another drawback for the
high sight.
The high sight, that front sight snags on everything.
Yeah.
That's a big hook, and it just catches on everything
as you're pulling it out.
Yeah.
I mean it.
So now that holster that I've got for it, it doesn't catch on that. That's perfect, right? That is a perfect holster for this. But any other type of holster that I've tried it with, it just snags on anything. If you've got clothes around it, if you've got clothes across the room, it'll snag on it. Okay, that's a big long hook that's at the end of that pistol.
You can almost go fishing with it.
Yeah. And we do
fish.
Steve and I do a lot of quick draw against each other. Now we're not pointing the guns at one another. We're pointing the guns across the room, but we do quick draw practice against each other just for fun. And the one thing that has prevented me from beating this man, always, it's 100% universal, the reason why he ever beats me, is because that thing snags.
But now since he has the see-all,
I have no excuses.
And he doesn't have the high-rise front sight and rear sight, to be continued video part 2.
Yeah, really. We'll have to show some competitions on that because it really is a lot of fun. You use the laser bullets and targets across the room. You can very quickly pull out your gun and you practice quick draw against somebody else, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but watching Tombstone and being somebody's Huckleberry is a good thing.
Oh, and I will say this. I really like the see-all. Because when we first got a hold of one of these things, probably 5-6 years ago, if not more.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It's a while. They didn't have the tritium. The tritium wasn't an option then. And we took it outside when the sun went down. You know, it was down past the trees and past the horizon. And it was fairly dark, and you could still see it was still drawing ambient light.
It was like a Christmas tree. It glowed up like a Christmas tree.
It was still drawing ambient light.
We've actually got good video on that off of a shotgun, where we actually walked outside and just showed it, how well it works. So that fiber optic material on the top of that gun really catches a lot of light. You'll always be able to see that, especially with tritium.
So here's the one with fiber optic. No, it's not. Whoops, my bad.
That's the one with fiber optic.
So one with fiber optic. And this one, the very, 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 very good, the plus side to both of these is no batteries.
No batteries.
No batteries. Yeah. And if you wanted the option, no tritium.
Yeah.
Because eventually, after several years, the tritium will go bad.
Yeah, 10, 12 years, something like that, yeah.
So, but no tritium won't go bad.
Every one of these is a favorite gun of mine. I just love the things, and for different reasons, right? They each have their own specific purpose, and so if you have a purpose-driven collection in mind, which this isn't a collection, they actually have purposes for each one of these things, then each one of them fits that niche, and you've got what you need.
Exactly. Like I said, it depends on your purpose and your price. How much you can afford and how much you want to put into it. Because like I said, this almost put as much into it as what the weapon itself cost.
Very much so, yeah.
So you could have bought 2 of these factory by the time you paid for all the optics or whatever.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want and that's what you have when you have, that's fine. That's up to you.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, that thing is a tack driver. That is a really, really good firearm, and I'd trust my life to it. Same thing, I would trust my life to all those. They're really good guns.
All right, so that's what we have for you, and hope you enjoyed it, and you saw it here on the Po' Boy Special Channel.